Welcome back to my channel, everybody. Am I the a-hole for being angry that my current boyfriend won't put my name on the mortgage? I, 30-year-old female, and my partner, 32-year-old male, have been together for 8 years. We have 2 children together, a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old. My partner works full-time, and I currently work part-time due to having the kids. 2 years ago, my partner's mother died, and he and his sister inherited a house, which they both sold and got half of the money each. Currently, we both pay 50-50 on all of the bills, but due to me only working part-time, I haven't got any money to spare to be able to contribute towards the money to go towards a mortgage. We have been looking at houses for the past few weeks and went to view one this past week. I then double-checked with him to see if my name was going to go down on the mortgage. He answered and said, "No, it's my money, so only my name will go on the mortgage." Now, I wouldn't be bothered if my name didn't go on there, but when we moved into the current property we are renting, the first week of us being there, we got into a major argument about something silly. And he took all of my clothing and threw them out the door. His sister stepped in, got onto him, and brought all of my things back into the house. I don't want to live in a home if you are going to always kick me out and in front of others on top of that. Since then, we have sorted it out, and I told him I'm not going to be dealing with any negative comments from him. And if he does this one more time, that I'm going to be done with this relationship. So now I refuse to move into a home with a mortgage without my name being on the documents, because I feel I would have no security due to my name not being on there. Well, first let me just say this. If you've ever bought a property, you know there's much more to having your name on the mortgage than you just saying you want your name on the mortgage. You can't trick the system when you're trying to buy a house, because the mortgage companies have ways to see things that are not just regular credit checks, right? They check your credit, of course, but it's not even using Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. They use a whole nother system, and they can see everything that you have tried to do. So before we even get into you being on the mortgage, can you be on the mortgage? Does your credit score say you can be on the mortgage? Does your taxes say you can be on the mortgage? Do you make enough money to be on the mortgage? And obviously, buying a house with someone else, the income amount is added together, which is a plus for you. But your credit score got to be sufficient in order to be on that property. So that's the first question. It's not that you don't deserve to be on the property, but can you be on the property? And also, this man is abusive. He's already taken your clothing and threw them outside. In a previous episode, I discussed all of the types of abuse. He's going to use that property and hang it over your head, sweetie. Every time he gets mad, he's going to pack up your and you're going to have to get on up out of there because your name is not going to be on there. However, you would have a semi-leg to stand on simply because your address is that address. So he can't just kick you out without properly having you evicted. So there are some things that you can do, but he's already mistreating you, so you should already be done with this. I understand that you have 2 children and you're saying that he's a great dad. However, he's not a great boyfriend. Being a great dad is great. Those children deserve to have a great dad, but that doesn't mean he's going to be a great man to you. You need to read the hieroglyphics on the wall. Having his name as the only one on that mortgage is going to give him all of the power, and he's going to use every single drop. Every time he gets pissed off with you, baby, you got to go. His kids can stay. You got to go. Nobody wants to have their property packed up and thrown out of the house. That is, again, abuse. You should not want to deal with that for your children. You're teaching your children a very bad habit, that it's okay for them to be mistreated in a relationship. That is never going to work out for you long term. I hate to say that. And while he is not physically abusive now, we don't know what the future holds when it comes to him getting angry. If he's angry enough to pick up all your stuff, pack it up, and throw it outside, and his sibling has to step in and bring it back in, is this the kind of healthy relationship you have for yourself in mind? That is not healthy at all. But let's see what Reddit has to say. I would have been out the door right behind the clothing. Absolutely. We have to stop accepting being mistreated. I don't know what has happened in this world where people are okay with being disrespected, but I must be from a different world. Because, listen, I'll be single for the rest of my life before I let anybody mistreat me in any way. Yeah, it'll be hard, but OP, you need to start planning to be able to leave. You may decide never to leave, and that's your choice, obviously. But you really need to at least have that option. Set up a bank account in your name only if you don't have one already, preferably at a different bank than the one he uses. Start saving up. Figure out how to get a job that either pays more or gives you more hours. Make sure you have a support network separate from his, your own family, and or your friends that you don't share with him. Again, you may not end up using it, but you need to have an escape plan in case things get more abusive, or in case he just decides to drop you and start dating someone else, which happens all the time. Men will leave you. Women will stick around and be supportive and try to figure out how to fix the situation. And I'm not saying all men are the same, so please, spare me. I don't bash men and I don't bash women. I tell the truth, and somebody is going to get mad. But this man is exhibiting a bunch of abusive traits. And if you ignore them, you're doing yourself a disservice as well as your two children a disservice. I'm assuming that if he is demanding her to pay half when she only works part-time and takes care of their kids, that she could not save any money, sadly. That way, this alpha male continues and dominates everything with no consequences. So no, you are not an a-hole. However, you should exercise the possibility of having to move in the future because he decides that he doesn't want either to be with you anymore. He doesn't want to be married to you, which he's already said he doesn't want to be married. So it's important for you to be smart, develop a game plan of action just in case. Think about yourself and your future with your children. What do you plan to do if he decides that he doesn't want that relationship anymore? So no, you are not the a-hole, but I implore you to be smart in this situation.